So now, my brother, let me tell you something. It's hot in the land of marriages here. We've got another dude that we once spoke about. His name is Adam22. Let me enlarge the window over there. And this Adam22 guy has gone and done the worst. And he's done it several times. So this Adam22, I did a video about him some time back. Let's quickly look at that. Nah? Let's quickly have a look at that. Adam22, I am now. Nah? So let's check. So there, Adam22, your wife. And this was a reaction to Adam22, Lena the Plug, which is his wife. And there was Sneeko in there. Somebody who has hopped onto the new trend and tried it of being in open relationships and being fair by letting the woman also have some man smacking her cheeks while you watch type of thing. That's the extent to which it goes. They say, hey, man, this debauchery and fornication that we are engaged in needs some principles. You can only have sex with somebody that I know, or maybe if I get to watch it, then I get to know that you're not doing things that are outside of what I want. Like what, bro? Like what, bro? When somebody does that to your woman and you enjoy it and you want to be free to do it yourself, and now you're trying to put some kind of supervision and constitutionality around such rubbish, you end up with Adam22 and Sneeko. And so we watched them in that video. Let's quickly just have a look back at Adam22 and this strange marriage he's in. And then we're going to go to the video. He's now becoming broke. And we've got that video courtesy of Jamari. Y'all know Jamari? Do you watch Jamari? You should, bruh. If you're listening to me and you like my vibe, you know what type of dude I am and the stuff I vibe with. This is bad. This is sad. Have you seen those thumbnails? It gets worse. And he keeps on bringing the news about celebrities and YouTubers, but mostly YouTubers for the most part. People with channels who are degenerates, people who fall off, people who run out of style. And so Jamari is bringing us this one. He's continuing the coverage. And it seemed like now Adam22 is broke and he's had to now make some money again, which was the initial intention of this first setup where he got a dude who is a choreographer professionally to cream pie his wife. But he said the cream pie was not part of the plan and he was kind of angry at that. But why are you angry? That's why I say, bro, what's up with this like legislation around immorality, bro? If you're immoral, go all the way. Like, eish.
All of a sudden now you're starting to have relationship problems. All of a sudden now you're picturing your wife being by another man because the only way you're pleasuring yourself is through watching porn and through being a spectator of sex happening. And now that fucks up your relationship. Now you want to introduce certain things that you would have never introduced. You now introduce a man to now come and have sex with your wife and be a cuckold.
Adam22. Yo, back when I had an intro. Let's give it space one more time.
Start, 2, 1, boost to ignition, and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery, returning to the space station, paving the way for future missions.
Yo, what's up? It's another one. The degeneracy continues, and today we are here about Adam22 and his wife called Lena the Plug. You know that you've gone insane when you've got an alias. You're a celebrity. You're going to hell. See? So this guy and his wife agreed to have the wife perform pornographic actions for the world to see. You know about Mr. Beast, the very popular YouTuber who has just been showing us how to break YouTube's back, you know? So these people seem to want to be Mr. and Mrs. Beast, breaking the back of the internet infrastructure of the world. So you're gonna hear about them and their story. They'll explain it. The dude that they agreed to do this with is this Jason Love guy, right? And over here, I got Edwin. It's me and him and Sip on the podcast. And on Gululego's show, we've got Nota and Gululego. They got a topic to mention regarding this and coincides with also what we said over here
And then we got, Gulego over here and Nsiki Mazwai.
Yo, this reminds me of this new setup where I'm bringing you the recording of the screen. This is my original format. This is how I started this content. And then back then I would start experiencing like slowness of the internet connection with this PC. So you can see there's an iMac over there. That's my editing PC right behind me. And so I would put that right here. Right? And so it seemed like this part of the room and the iMac don't really have a dope internet connection. And so that's why I was like, for a time, let me use the phone. The phone has a better internet connection. But with using the phone, I need to now download the file in post-production, put it on there, pause it in sync with when I'm pausing it on screen. And so that was taking a long time. So this format where I bring like a number of videos and we kind of substantiate something, this reminds me of how smart I've been. So I'm not coming up with new ideas. I'm just going back to what I done figured out already. And so now it's time to live as a man with experience who just straight shot his things out of here. I'm ready for that part of my life, yo. Experience is growing me and I'm happy.
There's some more degeneracy, yo. Let's just listen to this. Just listen to Edwin.
And I had this chat with a friend, I think a few weeks back. He was telling me about a couple in Cape Town. He's lived in Cape Town. I was like, yo, this couple is wild and they've got money for days. What they would do is they would get people, like rent boys.
I'm going to pee, I'm coming.
To do stuff. And then one of the partners would actually just...
Is this a heterosexual couple?
It's not important. One of the partners would actually just...
What did you say? Are they a heterosexual couple?
Yes, it's a heterosexual couple.
He said they're renting boys.
Yes. It's a heterosexual couple. The husband would sit and watch the partner or the wife being chowed by all these guys.
That comes from a porn addiction, when I see people. You don't descend and become a kind of animal man like that who enjoys your woman being screwed. Bro, I've been hearing a bunch of people come out with that kind of weird desire these days. One of them is Adam22, the No Jumper podcast.
Right? So, a while ago, before Adam22 actually did this, he had been talking about it. And it was a shock to just hear it, to just listen to a guy mention that he's so comfortable with the idea. It was just ideas, a concept, but it was already mind-blowing, man. So I picked him up all the way back then and I was like, yo, man, here comes a crazy dude. What are we about to witness over here?
Yeah. And also Sneeko.
Yes.
Joe,
you're right, dog.
These guys have both said like they're in open relationships and whatever, and Sneeko has gone on to say like, I have watched.
The arrangements of our open relationships, like, I can go and like once in a while use a condom and like, one night stands, whatever. And then she can go on dates, but she doesn't have sex with them. Currently, that's the arrangement and it's working pretty well. But I thought like, that's not completely fair. Like I got to do what I want. So we went to a couple different orgies. If I'm able to go and have one night stands and have an open relationship and she can only go on dates, this is the place where she could exercise the open relationship. Like,
so you see now, they have rules for this kind of rubbish, bro. Trying to play fair. And I'm sure he's not even with that chick anymore. So why put yourself through that? Why have that in your CV, bro? Keep listening.
Like it should be fair that she can take other dick if I'm fucking other pussy.
See the madness? See? Isn't there AIDS in America, yo? Like, damn.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing the girl you love, like...
Get fucked.
You love her? Yeah, I do. I love it, yeah. Love her. So we go in there with the mentality that whatever happens inside that party, it just stays at the party. Like,
yeah.
And so I saw her... I've seen her fuck other men.
And
despite the AIDS, isn't there a conscience in America? Or even in Cape Town, where Edwin's shindig friends have been doing their stuff?
I'm gonna sit there and watch. And dude was like, he found it awkward but interesting, bro. There are buttons that should not be pressed, man. That's the depravity. When you start knocking on weird desires, you're going to find that they are there, bro. And the truth is, when you find them, that's where this is the corrupt human nature that God says we should weed out and refine. If people are going searching for it, dog, would you allow your girl to get hit?
Bro, I'm a African black man.
Would you tell me in the comments? We'll keep your secret. Just tell me if you're that crazy.
I love African black men are doing this.
No, wait. There's things that, when they happen or you suggest, I just ask you to walk out the door and just never come back.
Yo, I miss Sipo, man. I've been linking up with him recently. He's a good brother. He's a good friend of mine. If you are wondering where he is, I have not fallen off with Sipo. Me and Sipo were dope, bruh. We've built brotherly understanding, you see. He's helped me quite a lot in my life so far, bro. He helped me regain my confidence. When I was doing the podcast there, I was quite skinny, and he was starting to gym. He was living, and being mobile, and I was stuck at home, losing myself, losing my confidence, losing my weight. And so Sipo said, yo, man, let's go to the gym, bro. I can pick you up every day. And he did, bro. And we went to the gym, and there was a portion of last year where we were constantly going to the gym, and I was looking hella dope, hella soul. And so he helped me reboot my mind when it was now really going into the gutter. And there were no brotherly relationships. The only relationship I had was with my wife, and it was problematic. And the brotherly relationships I tried with dudes had all pretty much just failed. So the brother came through at a dope time, and right now he's helping me with some SARS e-filing. He has a dope understanding of that. So, yo, Sipo, I miss you, man.
That's how I was raised, bro.
Okay.
I never saw my family doing it, so who am I to start doing it?
Okay.
So I wouldn't do it.
So now that's Sipo, Edwin, and I, right? And then the event finally took place. Let's just get straight into it.
All right, can I just address the elephant in the room? Why is nobody talking? Yo, so Lena, you just finished. I heard the videos going.
So this is an interview with Aiden Ross, popular Twitch streamer and friends with a lot of celebrities, friends with Andrew Tate, who's also on the stream. So this is a conversation, post-match analysis of what happened between Lena the Plug and Jason Love and how the man feels about it. This dude is weird. Just listen to this Adam 22 guy, man. He's falling off a cliff.
Yeah. He's continued to fall. I was correct about it. We're going to get to his video, right? So Aiden Ross, quick pointer to him. He's the other of the Twitch streamers. If you saw my previous video that I just dropped, spoke about Casper, spoke about iShowSpeed and Kai Cenat, and Aiden Ross is one of the biggest streamers in the world as well. And so the world is moving towards people providing themselves as content the whole day. You see, like OnlyFansing, but now this is the one way to do it in a presentable, modest, honest way. But you have to work extremely hard and be a personality. You can't just show your skin, you understand? And so all I'm saying with that is the content economy. We are what people want to consume. If you're palatable, if you're nice. And so Casper, some years later after this video, has now really picked up Twitch, and his subscribership is growing in South Africa. And I just want to point this out to those who don't know the wave and where it's going. I saw it a long time. I've been watching these dudes for a long time, and I'll be on Twitch very soon.
Start raving mad, jumping out of a plane, face down, I wanna die, I'm beyond the daredevil, kind of thing. Ish.
Crazy on Pornhub. You guys crashed it.
It's on my OnlyFans.
No. Oh, sorry. So, Adam, if you don't, I'm sorry, Andrew. What happened was this. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you heard, Andrew. They did a video. Basically, Adam and them, they're married. They've been married for a while. They have a beautiful family. And basically one day, they decided to. Basically, Adam said, "Hey, hun, you go ahead and get a BBC by this guy." So they had a big black cock insert her puss, and
Yo, it's crazy. Look at the guy. Look at the guy, that moment. He's like, oh my God.
It's not in the video.
And that's pretty much what happened. And thoughts, Andrew?
Well, I think I mentioned this on one of my previous. I said that I wouldn't personally do that,
bro.
But I want to make something clear. I'm really careful about what I say to people. I don't want to insult.
Yeah, so stop right there. Nah, enough of that video so far. We done dealt with this, okay? So now, let's jump into what is most recent about Adam 22. Let's watch Jamari's video. I'll try to keep the commentary down for some time.
22, he was on the verge of losing it. So the last time we caught up with Adam 22, he was on the verge of losing everything regarding his No Jumper brand, coming forward publicly to announce that he had been burning through money like crazy and was no longer turning a profit from this venture.
So there's something that I've been hiding from you guys. No Jumper is going broke.
Basically, Adam says here that no one cares about the brand anymore, and it became increasingly difficult to monetize No Jumper in general. He also cites a lawsuit from a former employee, as well as a very high commercial loan bill from this multi-million-dollar office that he had purchased back when the money was flowing in nicely a couple of years ago.
It was a big decision to share this stuff with you guys, but at a certain point I realized that I've been honest with the world about just about everything in my life over the years, and it felt wrong to keep all this stuff that we've been dealing with in secret. So I know what you're thinking, what can you do to help?
So his plan was for his supporters to buy a subscription to his YouTube channel, and one of these tiers was actually $100 a month, where Adam claims you would be getting a producer credit at the end of each video for signing up, which I guess no one did because 2 months later, not one video I've seen lists a single person in the credits.
You hit the link down in the description, sign up. Appreciate you.
And now it seems like things have only gotten worse for Adam, and you know what they say, desperate times call for desperate measures.
Hey, did y'all see that Vusi Tembekwayo subscription to him, which is $1,000? Is it $1,000? I'll have a quick look.
The guy had already shilled himself out to a crypto shitcoin that he dubbed the cuck coin.
They're not going to Adam 22 for their financial advice?
They know about lean. They know about yerkies. They know about probably gooning out, beating their meat for hours at a time. I don't think that they are crypto spectators.
And now he's going back into his old bag of tricks and is once again going to be selling off his wife to keep his finances afloat. Obviously, before we had the situation with Jason Love 2 years ago.
Do you think that you f***ed her better than Adam did?
Well, obviously, yes.
And then last year we had the reality show that Adam spent.
Well, obviously, yes. The moral decay of this world is shocking. People are going to hell, yo.
And all this money to produce, where he handpicked the man to go deep with his girl.
After everything that we've seen today, we finally come to a decision. And the person who's gonna f my wife is Lil D.
Nigga, stop playing with me!
And when shock value is all you have left, and you run the same play over and over again, eventually do people really care? Is this really going to break the internet like it did before? I already predicted years ago that these decisions would ruin Adam's reputation online.
Yeah, man, it's like this thing of having or trying to break the internet by pimping out your wife. You see, like for people to see you as the worst man possible and for you to embrace that and say, yo, man, I'm a degenerate loser. I don't care about nothing. And this, by the way, is the attitude of Hollywood occultists. You see these people here. You see them as these fun types out on the surface. This is the Ubungoma LA spirituality culture. You see how I've pointed you to the fact that occultists or pagans are people whose life, tradition, culture, and practices revolve around darkness, death, the macabre, embracing evil. People will say there's a certain level of evil that is required to keep a balance. These are the people who say that they are that evil, bro. They choose to be the evil in the world to balance out the good. And at least it's not an evil where they kill no one or anything like that, but they're just going to live a completely ratchet, crazy life and use their bodies and their flesh to make as much money as possible. You understand? So these kind of people, if you check the Kardashians right now, if you check, who is that one? Khloe, it's Kim, the one who's married to Travis Scott, man. The one who who is Scott Disick's ex, you see. I forgot her name. You see, Khloe Kardashian. Or Kourtney Kardashian, yeah. So Kourtney is married to that guy who is a drummer, famous dude. Just look at that guy, ne? Just look at that dude and analyze him. Look at him, look at his personality, find out about the Hollywood culture. Hollywood is so full of these kind of people that it's been called Hollyweird. What used to be said about Vegas being Sin City, where people go and indulge in sin and leave it there. Los Angeles is the place to do it, live, and be at it every day. You don't have to go visit sin for a little bit and come back. And the heart, the root of this depravity is a scheme there of occultists. People who say there's no God, bruh. There's no Jesus. Nothing. You Christians are wrong. You're wasting your time. You're not living your life to the best. You've got restrictions in your mind. You believe certain things to be wrong. and you should become unlimited. They say you're closed-minded. You should have a third eye, be able to explore, not live a narrow life on the narrow road. Go to the broad road where there's a lot of people doing a lot of things that are wrong and they're going to hell. So, because of these people in Los Angeles being close to the media, running the media themselves, the world's influence as it leaves United States, with mostly Los Angeles being the broadcaster. This is what we end up with. And when it hits here in South Africa, right, you find, or this content finds pre-existing conditions and mental states that allow this to be acceptable and for people to start doing this. Have you watched the personality of Disango Mam and how they are these moralless people, bro? They say anybody can do whatever. They can be extra chilled about it. But if you really just press them on what is moral, what is right, what is wrong, you find that these are people who don't really see nothing too serious about life, because maufa ubaidlos, there's no chance at all of a judgment and a hell. And it is that belief, from that departure, these people have that mind that there's no punishment after this. And if you want to find people who are hardcore believers and preachers of a system that has no consequences in South Africa or in Africa, it is the local occultists, the local mysticists, the local people who participate in witchcraft, voodoo, people who believe that there's necessity for some darkness, and they believe that, they are that darkness. But from a distance, they look like they are the light. They look like they are a discovery, a something new that was lost that needs to be found now. There was a sangoma just recently who was on a podcast saying that ubumnyama masekten bonakala ngathi ukhanya. And he's a former sangoma, by the way. Maybe I'll just clip him here somewhere so you can understand what I mean, so you can see the parallels. I hope I clipped it in. You see, do you hear that? So these people out in the United States, they say that they've seen the light and they are the light. And they say the light is dressing in black, being tattooed, looking like death, bro. And so, sorry about that long-ass explanation about these people. I said I wouldn't comment too much, but I mean, this is my channel and there are certain things that I'm passionate about. I'm not out here to just bring you videos and watch other people's videos and simply monetize. Fair use policy. What allows us to monetize off of somebody else's content is when you add value, when you are able to, draw certain distinctions, join certain dots, bring people to see certain similarities, altering the content in such a way that you've got brand new value on it. That's what I'm supposed to do. So that's why I comment a lot, but let me just let this play. You understand where this comes from, and glad to see that he's falling. Glad to see that the world that God has created does not reward this for a certain amount of time. There's diminishing returns. Once people get to see you being the ultimate cuck and you want to get the biggest check out of that stupidity, and you're going to bring your wife the ultimate shame. And she doesn't mind the shame, by the way. She comes from a land of no shame. One time who said that in sex there's nothing wrong. Should be no shame. You hear that? So this guy and his wife have no shame. They want to extract and make money. Then they want to die and reincarnate as a mouse in Turkey and one who is a fly in Paris. That's what these people believe. So I put it here. Once you do it the first time and people consume it, thereafter it has to get a bit more boring. It cannot get hotter than ever. It cannot. Unless he goes the strategy. There's more immorality and degeneracy, by the way. There's those British women who have had a marathon to sleep with 100 guys. Another one said that she did 1,000. White people, bruh. The things that they engage in and they're bringing into the world, yeah. And here in South Africa, we have at least a conservative nyana community of white people who are kind of separated a bit. Credit to them from this mainstream immorality. But we know that white people and black people, we are all sinning. And the sin of this is the most common and most alluring. So what I'm saying with that is, in South Africa, we've got the katlejos and content creators who are trying to paint white people as these moral people. And they're trying to give it to us from, hey, just look at the South Africans only. Nah. Don't do that. When they praise whiteness, have a look at this, have an understanding of what death and destruction looks like. Yo, my battery is low. Let me finish this content, or let me go get a charger.
Fine. It was like no matter what he does, he will always be the guy who got cucked for cash, the guy who gave his wife away. You know, in business, there is something called the law of diminishing returns, and I think that Adam is about to take yet another crash course in economics. And so this tweet is actually where I found out about this entire fiasco. I thought I was having a bit of deja vu because this account tweets out Jason Love piping out Adam 22's wife on a yacht. They put a nice little visual image up there, which I will not be showing you guys today. But Adam replies to that and says, so proud of my baby going out and paying the bills while I get my finances together. So it's beyond clear that the No Jumper brand is still down bad. I guess no one's been out here signing up for that weak ass subscription. Either way, his girl replies, oh hey, it's me. To which Adam says, hi boo, how you feeling? After taking that 10-incher. And then the funniest part is that this was all really just for promo. The video obviously wasn't going viral, no one really gave a shit about the situation. And so Adam pretty much had to pull out the cuck act so they could try and sell this tape. And she doesn't even reply to this, to which someone says, no reply, she's sucking Jason's balls. And then that is just a current view of Adam 22 at this moment, possibly once again playing poker while his wife is getting piped out. This account also tweeted about the situation, to which Adam replied, we gotta think about the family business, and sometimes the family business requires a large man blowing a load in her mouth. Which is obviously a fucking disgusting way to talk about the mother of your children. Like, I get if you guys don't have respect for yourselves or have respect for each other, but as you guys know, they had brought a kid into the world, and that's always been my main discrepancy with this, because there's a ton of guys out there who like to see their wife get down with other men. Personally, I think that type of thing is disgusting, but teach their own. I think people should have free will in their relationships, but when you bring a child into the picture and you're posting her on Instagram and all these different things, something about it just becomes deeply immoral to me. But hey, I guess what can I expect? I'm pretty sure they were still shooting content while this woman was pregnant.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you one last thing before I get off this, is that if my next child comes out African American, I'm gonna love him or her and raise them like my own, because that's how woke I am, brother.
It do hit different when your child finna come out black.
Hey, it's a roll.
Wokeism, yo. Wokeism must end for these kind of reasons. You see, wokeness was defined as something else, but then it morphed into stupidity, and they continue to call it wokeness. So you see, blindness and darkness will be called the light. Stupidity will be called woke, and the world will be confusing.
The dice, we don't know how it's gonna go.
And this type of thing is exactly why I'm saying it's so messed up. You know, his wife shares a little picture here on the Snapchat story, okay? We all know what this is alluding to. And then on the very next slide, it looks like they're spending some family time at Disneyland. Like, yes, I suppose I applaud them for doing the bare minimum at this point and at least blocking out the kid's face. Because in the past, this was something I had a serious problem with, because you'd go on Adam's Instagram story, and it would be like a picture of him holding his wife and another P-star on the other arm. And then the very next slide would be him playing with his kid. Like, it was just some weird shit to do. And obviously other people have pointed this out to Adam. In the reply to this tweet, this guy says, your daughter is going to need therapy when she gets older. Everything you guys do is on the internet. You think she won't find out? All because your love for money is stronger than your love for her.
Yeah.
And I guess that one hit Adam a little bit too close to home.
For the love of money is the root of all evil. The love of it. Love is reserved for God's creation. People loving one another, loving what God has created. But when you love money, bro, you fall into some troubles, as you can see here.
Home because he would end up blocking this guy. But obviously him and his wife do not care. She says, I needed the round 2. And here's another marketing tactic that these OF dots love to do, is basically to go in the comments of already viral tweets and say something like this: what about me and Jason Love? Our video is out now. It's actually my opinion that they pay these type of accounts to post these tweets that they know are gonna go somewhat viral, like this one got 1 million views. And then I think they throw these accounts like $20 to make these type of comments, so these various degenerates on Twitter will pour in and purchase their content. I saw her doing this over and over again, and the tweet can be completely non-sexual, like this one: every Maker's Mark bottle is dipped into melted red wax by a distillery employee. And she replies, Jason Love dipped something else into me for our new video. GTA 6 didn't fail to let us down with this. My new video with Jason Love won't let you down. And she's been doing this marketing tactic for weeks on end. Okay, it's obvious the video is likely not selling like they thought it would. I mean, honestly, guys, if you're out there paying for corn, something that is readily available for free all over the internet, I honestly just think you're kind of a fucking idiot. Like, you're a little bit too lost in the sauce.
And man, something that is so draining, bro. Consuming pornography, bro. Oh my Lord. I've been on that road, bro. I've been one of the victims of that thing, bro. And I'm so happy I'm free of it. And I'm so happy that I didn't have to be somebody who has to pray hard and really struggle with it, because marriage pretty much helped me get past that thing, you know, having a wife, having a spouse, having reverence for God. Has saved me of bufebe and consuming bufebe kamahlo. You understand? That thing is draining. You understand? And think about it. Once you whip out your card there, and I've never paid, not a rent, to watch any corn. I've never subscribed to anybody's OnlyFans. Just consumed it for free. Back when DVDs and CDs were flying and I was still young in my teens, I had a DVD somewhere there where I knew that this one is not labeled. It's one that I pull out, I put in there, and I watch while my parents are asleep. And somebody who had given me that material was a brother from a family that we knew. He had so much of it, and he was an older brother. Like, he had like 40 gigs. And 40 gigs was a lot back then because video was lower resolution. Now 40 gigs is nothing. 40 gigs is 3, 4K videos or 5, But back then, that was like a hard drive, bro. Like, with an unbelievable amount, bro. And that guy showed me that stuff when I was 14. I visited him one time. We were computer nerds. He was teaching me how to, put hard drives in and out of computers. And one day I visited him, and bro, he told me that he had just bought a PC. His mother had bought it from a white guy's family. The mother's employer had a child who sold the PC. And that PC had come with a whole lot of that. Hey, bruh, he sat me down one time when I visited him, and he just put on a playlist and he left the room. And I remember I was with another dude. We were young. It was a dude from church. His name was Marvin Manyaka. We sat there, Marvin, and we were victims, seriously, of a very serious baptism in our minds. I don't know if you remember that day, bro. I think I was aroused for the next 3 days. So hard. So much that I wanted to pray and even tell my mom that, mom, there's something that has gone wrong. There are images that can't come out of my mind. I think I must have seen 20 to 30 videos. It would be one after another. And we just sat there, bro. And he left the room and he came back like after 2 hours. And he said, Bafan, let's shebi. And yeah, man, it was a different time back then. Right now, people just consume pornography privately. But back then, Joe, you had to go to a dude's place, and pornography was still so new that niggas would sit together, like have a time where they say, yo, dude, it's that time to go sit and check this thing out. And niggas would be sitting in a garage or in a living room. Curtains are closed. The mother has gone to work. This one has a PC. Wanna watch. A whole lot of it. So, the consumption of this thing, bro, was hit different back then, bro. It was such a culture group dude thing, and it felt so completely normal. But now we realize that this thing is eroding the mind, with people having it on their phones and being able to constantly look at it every day. Now you no longer have to invest time to go look at a dude's house only once on Friday. Now you can watch it every day. The results of this have come, bro. And I'm glad to be married, to be away from it. Don't watch porn, bro. I don't watch it. None. Thank God.
But either way, she just continues with post after post after post. They even attempted to remake the viral meme.
Guess what I'm shooting with today, guys? I guess it's not finally happening, but it's happening again.
Nah, man, Captain Love out here driving the girl on the private yacht, shooting this type of scene from day to night. It's just diabolical levels of being down bad. And you might be wondering, well, Jamari, how do you know they were filming for hours on end? I mean, just watch this. The proof is in the pudding.
This is me before Jason Love. And after. Good scene.
I mean, I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark here and estimate that Adam has never put a smile on her face like this. I mean, she's out here smiling ear to ear. She was out here waiting for this moment for the last 2 years, okay? Adam was on the phone like, yo, I thought the scene was done 2 hours ago. I mean, honestly, when your girl comes home from getting piped out like this, like, how do you look her in the eyes and say, oh, did you have a good day at work today? I mean, I think we got the answer. It's written all over her face. And then just once again, Adam leaning into the embarrassment arc. Announcement, I'm the latest brand ambassador for iconic Swedish furniture designer Cuck Chairs. I couldn't be more excited about this partnership for something I'm so deeply passionate.
Yeah, he's draining this thing of being the lowest value man, but getting paid for it. So he's like, yo, would you rather be a masculine man and have a girl who just cheats on you? Or would you rather be a total loser who just lets her go off and do her thing and you get rich? He's putting that before you to say, hey, yo, imagine another life over here. The life that you're living is already kind of screwed up. Maybe come and join me here in the pits where there's some money for it.
Passionate about.
I have partnered up with iconic Swedish chair designer QUQ to create the most ergonomically beautiful and supportive chairs for the bedroom.
Like, honestly, how does this type of partnership even come about? Like, does this company think that this guy's fellow cucks are gonna think, oh, that's the chair that Adam loves to sit in, it's good enough for him? Well, I'm gonna be ordering that shit.
That's Nico. That's Nico.
These chairs are built with purpose, from the ground up. As a spectator, you have the perfect view at all times.
Nah, calling yourself a spectator like you're watching a baseball, a football, a basketball game, while you're watching your girl get laid out, okay, she's spread eagle, is some nasty work. What's next? Is he gonna have some popcorn with him? Is he gonna have some sody pop?
And through thoughtful and meticulous design, the chair allows the perfect amount of freedom for your wrists and hands, providing an extreme level of comfort that has not been achieved before.
Whole time, this 50-year-old man looks like he's reading a book report in front of the class.
Our chairs are crafted from
He's 50?
authentic Hawaiian koa wood, harmoniously paired with an ultra-soft and sensual mohair upholstery that will leave you ready for an encore.
Oh, we know your girl got the encore, man. She was waiting 2 years for that shit.
Some of my personal favorites include the perched owl position, as well as the thinker.
And it's amazing to me that Adam still makes jokes
Wow.
like this. Like, he really thinks that there is still some people out there, like, laughing with him. When really, in reality, everyone is just pointing at him, laughing at the show.
That's what inspired me to follow through, and I couldn't be more excited to be a part of something I am deeply passionate about. Our chairs are limited and made to order.
And honestly, I almost thought that this was like some sort of late April Fool's joke, but apparently it's not. These things are actually for sale. As you guys can see, the one that Adam was sitting in right there is going to run you $350 Canadian money.
Hey man, and the name of the chair is the Fukawacha.
I mean, honestly, that shit looks like something you could get from IKEA for $10. I mean, guys, having the beverage and the tissues and the moisturizing lotion with you while you watch this close to the bed, where you're kind of like in the splash zone, is just fucking insane.
Yo, we heard this about Diddy and Casey Ventura, right? So I make my point once again about Hollywood occultists, because that's who Diddy is. He's a Los Angeles spiritualist. There's a spirit there, and that spirit is everywhere. And people can just tap into this and live these lives. And there's this free movement of people here in SA as well. I don't know if they are doing this to this extent, and they are not certainly not posting these things. But my point is Diddy, Cassie Ventura, there are people who have said, yo, we've heard about this life of a faithful man and a faithful woman living together, sleeping together, and really going at this record of never, not once eating outside. Ah, man, glory and honor to our great grandmothers over there. That's something for them, but we out here twisting the rules, bruh. I'ma watch and call a dude a male sex worker and have him slam Cassie Ventura the whole time. And I'll be watching. And I'll pull out a camera and film. And we will sit and watch that later. And we will be a couple. Yeah. Diddy and Adam 22 are the same thing.
And I already can see some people down in the comments saying, oh, you're indirectly promoting this. You're trying to help out Adam. Like, guys, you have free will. If you want to go and spend your hard-earned 869 Canadian dollars on this bullshit, you guys can be my guest to do so. I'm just going to say it right now. I think you might be lacking some brain cells. It's either that or watching too much corn has totally corrupted your mind. But either way, I want to know what you guys think about this entire situation. You know, I know Adam tries to make this entire thing seem like one big joke, but I do think the money is coming in a lot slower than it was a couple of years back.
Yeah.
No Jumper as a brand has obviously fallen off. At one time, I would say that it was like, I don't know, almost like a hip-hop bar stool, but ever since Adam went down this path, obviously he's the face of the entire thing, and pretty much no one respects him at this point.
Yeah.
And then when you also add in the fact that his girl is also aging, a lot of the novelty from the nasty things they do seems to have worn off. I mean, how many people are going to continue paying for this like month after month after month before they finally wise up and realize a lot of this shit is likely available for free online? Or maybe those professional gooners just move on to the next younger, newer model. I mean, it's just bound to happen. Like, even if you're Rookie of the Year, you can't go on and play forever. Like, eventually some new person comes along and they take the spotlight. But yeah, y'all let me know what you guys think about this down below. It will never really cease to amaze me that Adam kind of built up this reputation online. He had built up this brand that a lot of people thought was pretty cool. They thought he was doing something different than everyone else, and then he really just tarnished the entire thing to be kind of like a living meme. Like, I think when people see Adam's face, the first word that they would think is cuck. But hey, I guess he's more than proud to give himself that label. Either way, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And I believe that given that these people have no rules, you know, they got no cap, they are unlimited, they are open like that. Adam 22 and Lena the Plug should divorce, like Hungai and Steph over there, and no similarities or correlations trying to be brought there. I'm just pointing to the divorce. Some marriages should end, and it is this one. yeah, Adam 22, Lena the Plug. If it does happen that they end, then Lena the Plug can go and straight up for the money, Jason Love, and they together can just become content creators with an OnlyFans account and can be like a spin-off. You know how you have the Avengers and then one of them will start just having their own show, branch off, and there'll be another branch off. The X-Men branch off was Wolverine. So they can have a spin-off and Adam 22 can go fall off and die. So that is the end of it. Ladies and gents, we've come and seen that. Hope you like, comment, share, and subscribe.